Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, June 10th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a quick clarification. I will be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. Starting off, we are looking at Klto, an absolutely monster move here. And one of these where I'm sure if you enjoy this price range, I'm going to start off in penny stocks and then eventually went up over $1, which I know some people kind of draw the line in the sand at. But regardless, this one had a whole lot of volume today. Very nice movement. And now we're looking at a very interesting situation here headed into Tuesday, namely, or at least in my opinion, because of this fact right here. So let me first get this pattern drawn into place so you can see more so the dynamic of it. So we have that top part of the pattern, the resistance. We have this area down here as the support. And then just very quickly to make sure that you see it, keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move right there, we have the golf hole down here. So a bull pennant would be the name of it. But what makes this interesting, so just keep in mind that's the overall context, but due to the last 30 minutes, because again, each of these represents 30 minutes, you can see right here, the price is actually broken up through the pattern, which now leads to a very interesting question. Is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to say, is this the start of something bigger if nothing worthwhile is even happening? But that's not the case here. Something worthwhile is happening. The breakout is happening of the bull pennant pattern. Therefore, it makes total sense to now question heading into Tuesday, is this breakout the start of a much bigger move? To be fair, I mean, there's no guarantees. Maybe this thing rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, maybe this is, excuse me, the start of a bigger move. And this thing is getting ready to rock and roll in the upwards direction. So moral of the story, bull pennant pattern, got the break during the last 30 minutes. Is that break the start of something even bigger for Tuesday? Grab your popcorn and we'll see what happens. Next one here, Ncna, and literally the same exact set of circumstances. So I'm going to go through this much quicker because I want to respect your time. So going into the latter part of the day, hopefully this looks familiar. Now this isn't the cleanest. That one, I can do better than that. There we go. And then we have the nice upwards move right here. So again, not as clean of looking as a bull pennant, but the point here, big move up, pulled back down, consolidating, and then you notice what happened during the last 30 minutes, just like the one we looked at. Well, the price has got the very nice breakout of that area and already actually has made quite a bit of a move. But once more, we're right back in that same spot. Is this the start of something even bigger? Is the price headed up to those highs right there to get even more from it? Nobody knows the answer to that because there are no guarantees, but it certainly makes more than enough credible sense to at least throw out that question, hey, is this the start of something even bigger? I'd say the biggest difference here is this one is just a flat out penny stock down below 10 cents. So if you like these circumstances of being able to play the, all right, it started, is it the start of something bigger, but you prefer to keep it down the world of penny stocks? Well, here you go with Ncna. Next one, Tsll. Talked about this one on Friday and how this level right here, I'm not going to go into all the reasonings of why this area here at 985-ish was so important. But just know that it was important and that this morning the price did an absolutely fantastic job right there of finding support at that level and then bouncing. And then the last 30 minutes here is where things got extra spicy. Volume came pouring in. Great green candle right there, which now brings us to our key area of resistance. All eyes now going to be on that purple line right there, which on my chart illustrates a very famous 50 period simple moving average. And that's currently valued right now. Right over here, you can see it $11, and we'll just call it 60 cents. So keep an eye on 11.60. The price basically knocking its head on it right there. If the price can push up through it, no guarantees that this happens, but the price does open up quite a bit more until really not the next key battleground until right up around the 12.95 mark. So again, not saying that just because that purple line breaks, it's going straight up to that level. I'm just saying that technically speaking, the chart just kind of opens up and there's not a whole lot until around that area. If the price does roll back over, then as I talked about in the video from Friday, still about 985. But because the price isn't anywhere close to it, I'm not going to go through all that and why that's so important. If you're really that curious, then you can just go watch Friday's top 10 video. But all in all, definitely a great start to the week and a fantastic final 30 minutes. Next one here, taking a look at DNN, and we're looking at a nice bull pennant pattern here. Although this bull pennant, this one has not yet been broken. So we can see the resistance part of it right there. Actually, I kind of lied. It's not really a bull pennant. I would call this one more of a, because you have this pullback channel that's taken place. So this would be, like I said, to be, try to be as, from a terminology standpoint, as accurate as possible. This would technically be, so again, there's our resistance, there's our support, there's the big move up. This would be more of a bull flag pattern. Now, you don't want to get too hung up in the terminology because, again, the story, the psychology is the same. Big move up. Now it's pulled back with consolidation, so it's just a question of will the bull flag get a break to the upside? No guarantees, but certainly more than valid thought to throw out there. So if you're someone that prefers to stick with just bull flag patterns, you like stocks down below $5, here you go. Next one here, Nvda. Overall, the chart is perfectly fine, and I emphasize the word overall, or at least hopefully I overemphasize it, because if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there, or maybe you bought the dip right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 12 minutes, well then from that standpoint, the chart's looking pretty rough because there was a bigger pullback here. But assuming that's not you, assuming you care about the could I speak right? Assuming you care about the broad scope of things, then the chart is doing perfectly fine. For those of you that have watched past videos, I've been talking about that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, and you can see back on Friday, did a great job holding. And then earlier today, never quite hit it exactly. Both got within the vicinity of it and held each and every time. So as long as the price stays above that 142 mark, then personally, I have zero, concerns about it. What do you mean? The price was up here and the price, again, yeah, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, then sure, that's rough. But from the grand scheme of it all, nothing can go straight up. There are going to be pullbacks along the way. And it's just a question of, are they, healthy pullbacks? And in my mind, as long as the price is staying above that purple line right there, then the price is, just fully in a healthy pullback. In regards to levels of resistance, sellers made themselves pretty evident today, right up there around the 144.70 mark. Wasn't exact, but, broadly speaking, whenever the price got up around that general area, that is where the momentum, just stopped. And the bulls can never quite gain any sort of continued follow through. But like I said, big picture wise, Nvidia is doing just fine, even with the pullback from earlier today. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage here that you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one, Ctxr, and this one's looking pretty sketchy right now. Very nice move up, and then this big move down here. So looking pretty ugly, but for your longer time viewers, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. And what we have here is an interesting set of circumstances, at least for some people, where you have the price looking very rough on the pullback, but now it's approaching that purple line there, which I've already talked about with the past charts, that 50-period moving average, right now valued at basically $1.02. Now, there are no guarantees, but would it be shocking for the price to come down here, find some support, and then maybe try to curl itself back upwards off of that 50-period moving average? No, that wouldn't be shocking at all. Again, not guaranteed to happen. That's why risk management matters. And this is why these sorts of situations should definitely only be done by those that are going to be disciplined and have risk management in place. Nonetheless, though, it is a very, unique situation where you could structure yourself a nice risk versus reward scenario. Meaning, if the price comes down here, and this is why risk management is so important, is if it comes down here and then just keeps going, you don't want to find yourself holding the bag, 3 years from now. But if the price does come down, in other words, just cut the loss, keep it small. But if it comes down here, then you get some sort of, curl back upwards, then you could be looking at a very nice reward relative to what was being risked in the first place. So, like I said, these sorts of situations are definitely for a unique set of traders, but I know that set of traders certainly exist out there. So if you like these sort of kind of opportunity in the ugly circumstances, you like this price range, here you go. Next one, Apld, and things are starting to look a little shaky, not destroyed or anything, but technically speaking, the price is now down below that purple line, which I've talked about many times, below the 50-period moving average. And you can see it's been a long time since the price has been down below that area. Again, does that mean the entire chart's destroyed? It doesn't, but it's certainly something worth at least keeping an eye on. In terms of areas of resistance, though, I think that trend line right there is carrying within a lot of significance at this point in time. So if there is any sort of attempted bounce back upwards, keep a close eye on the trend line. And then as far as next levels of support, and again, I'm not going to call this level any sort of do or die level, but key level to keep an eye on now moving forward into Tuesday, right there around $12.45. And if the price falls below there, again, chart's not destroyed. Well, that's where things continue to look that much more, okay, and it becomes to make more and more sense to question whether or not the bulls are still as strong or if the bears are truly starting to take over. So definitely keep your eye on these couple of technical levels. I think they would be very revealing over the next couple of days. Next one, Nvts, and we are once again looking at a pattern that you've already heard me talk about, so I'm going to go through this a little quicker on, whoops, if I could grab, there we go, a little quicker here to respect your time as much as possible. So there is our area of resistance. There's our area of support, and then just to keep it, like I said, because I can't help myself, all the same color, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move there. We have a golf hole down here. So again, looking at another overall bull pennant pattern. But no doubt about it, very, very impressive move today on Nvts. Been a popular stock. Got to think today's price movement has probably reinvigorated some people. Got some more people talking about it. So we'll see if the price can indeed get a bounce off. And who knows, maybe head back up there and get some sort of break through the upside. Next one here, PLUG. Absolutely monster move today. Started on Friday. Talked about this red line as a key area of resistance. But you can see opening 30 minutes today. Price came up there, broke above it, came back down. Beautiful back test because there is a rule in charting which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So when it was broken, you'd want to see it act as that support. And then you can see right there, came back down, found support, and then ba-boom, the rest of the day essentially straight up. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of support now up to that level. So if you were to say, Clay, what would be the ideal level? I mean, what would make this chart look the strongest moving forward? Definitely if the price can stay above $1.15. With that being said, by no means is $1.15 some sort of do or die level, because from the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line, which you know is the 50-period moving average. So as that line moves higher and higher, it's basically like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the overall trend line, again, just that moving average, then as far as I'm concerned, the overall trend is plenty in the bull's favor. And then in terms of areas of resistance, let's actually go to the hourly time frame. So that just means that each one of these candlesticks is now, in fact, let's just go to the daily time frame. So this is the more so traditional time frame. Each one of these represents an entire day as opposed to the 30 minutes. So next key battleground to watch now, from resistance standpoint, I would say be right up here around the $1.30 mark. So as you can see here, again, each one of these represents a day. So you can see just that today in its totality. Very, very impressive candle there, straight up. So yeah, we'll see if the momentum carries on throughout the week. Next one here, Tsla, Tesla. And this was a very important level. Let me change that to green. As we went into today, they're at 285. And you can see right there, I'm not going to get into all the reasons of it, but good to see that it held strong there and then bounced. And then the very, very interesting dynamic that everybody's going to be talking about, and rightfully so, is, okay, from all the charting people, that is at least, is can the price get up through? Now, to be fair, I suppose the price, technically speaking, is oh so slightly above that purple line, but it's still well within the range. But that'll definitely be the big question mark headed into Tuesday, is the price is at the 50-period moving average. And if you look back here, you can see the last time the price was at it, it just got flat out rejected. That's not to say that this time it's going to get flat out rejected back down. I'm just saying if it were to happen, it makes sense. Not at the end of the line. The only way that I would say it's the end of the line is if the price were to come down to the 285 mark and then just continue on down. That's where it's like, okay, then that's just a continuation of the overall trend. But that'll be kind of the popcorn area right now. Everybody's watching that level. Can the price break through it? If it can, the next key area of resistance to keep an eye on is going to be right up there around the 322.75 mark. But no way, anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive start to the day. Very, very start to the week, and very, very impressive end to the day here, that last 30 minutes. Big volume, bullish green candle, doing battle with the 50-period moving average. Let's see if the battle is won in the bulls' favor on Tuesday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, then definitely go get signed up for the free class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, June 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy. And also subscribe and turn on notifications, because I have been live streaming. So if you're interested in seeing me trade live, ask me questions, or just hang out during the day, then make sure you, like I said, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you are made aware when I do go live throughout the course of the day. So that'd be very cool. If I see you there, just say, hey, usually I watch your video charts. That's a good way to introduce yourself. But like I said, hopefully I'll see you on the live stream at some point. So thanks again for watching, and make sure you go get signed up for that free class.